Alright, this is our video for Assistive Technology, and we are doing a C5 Spinal Cord Injury with a mouth stick. Chastity is going to be doing a brief description of what she thinks occupational therapy is and what exactly a C5 Spinal Cord Injury is. And then I'm going to describe and somewhat demonstrate what the mouth stick is and what it does and how it can relate to occupational therapy performance. So Chastity is going to take her away with occupational therapy.
Occupational therapy is basically helping people with physical disorders or disabilities and mental disorders rehabilitate back to their functional daily lives, or like helping them to become more independent. So with a spinal cord injury, they occur when there's damage to the spinal cord that blocks communication between the brain and the body. After a spinal cord injury, a person's sensory, motor, and reflex messages are affected and may not be able to get past the damage in the spinal cord. In general, the higher on the spinal cord the injury occurs, the more dysfunction the person will experience. Injuries are referred to as complete or incomplete based on whether any movement and sensation occurs at or below the level of injury. So with a C5 injury, the person can raise his or her arms and bend the elbows, likely to have some or total paralysis of wrist, hands, trunk, and legs.
Like this.
Can speak and use the diaphragm, but breathing will be weakened. Will need assistance with most activities of daily living, but once in a power wheelchair, can move from one place to another independently.
Okay, so when people do have a spinal cord injury, a lot of them can still move their arms, but in some cases they can't. But in that case, they're going to use a mouth stick, and I don't have a mouth stick, but it's a stick and it somewhat has a pointer on it, and then it has a mouthpiece in it where you put in your mouth. It looks kind of like this. I'll show you a picture. Yeah, like this. This is a mouth stick. There's all types and different kinds, but this one's the most basic. So a mouth stick is basically just what it says it is. It's a stick. It's placed in your mouth, and it's very low cost efficient. Some people can make it if they want, but it is actually one of the most popular assistive devices for people who need help with oral motor skills or anything like that. But a rubber tip is placed at the end of the mouth stick to give the tip better traction, and a plastic or rubber feature at the other end that the person inserts into the mouth. Someone with no use of the hands can use a mouth stick to type and perhaps to manipulate a trackball mouse, depending on the amount of control that the person has with the mouse stick. So a mouse stick helps people in many ways during occupational therapy, especially with independence, because in a lot of times they have to get help with just the basic things, but they can use a mouth stick or to use their head movements to put it in the mouth to redirect to a desired location on a keyboard, like touching certain keys, and it can help them with their education and writing utensils, and then all kinds of things like that. It can also help with mobility, like sometimes some people can't control their things, so they can use it to point buttons on their wheelchair or anything like that. They can also use it, I would say, for communication, because if someone is writing with a C5 spinal cord injury, they can type it better, because some don't have control of their hands. But also let me think, people who do have upper extremity disorders like C5 spinal cord injuries, they have limitations that are often in their mouth and their jaw and neck, but using a mouth stick can help them to better gain muscle control up there and to better do flexion and extension of their neck, and keeps them, I guess, in exercise, I would say, like, you know what I'm saying, and to help them use things like functional skills. But other than that, that's pretty much a basic overview of how people can use a mouse stick for many different things. I wish we had one, but we didn't get one. Sorry about that. But they are really cost efficient. They're easy. Most people are approved for them because they're easy. But that is basically what we have on mouth sticks and C5 spinal cord injuries, and we hope you liked it. Bye, Trish.
Bye.